According to Muhammad, he received Allah's revelations not directly, unlike Moses, Kalimu Allah, but indirectly through the agency of the angel Gabriel. From my own research, I have no doubt that Muhammad did not know who Gabriel actually was, what his name meant, and where and when he first appeared in the Bible. What has your research determined?
I have to concur absolutely with all your conclusions. To start with, neither Muhammad nor his pagan Arabs had any knowledge of the Bible, nor obviously of the characters that filled it. As confirmed by Muhammad himself in Al-Tirmidhi Hadith 2215, narrated by Ubay ibn Ka'b. Ubay told of Allah's messenger meeting Gabriel and saying, I have been sent, Gabriel, to a people who are unlettered, among whom are old women and old men, boys and girls, and men who have never read a book. He replied, the Quran, Muhammad, has been sent down in 7 modes. From our extensive research, we have shown and will continue to prove that this was the case, and that Muhammad's alleged revelations were based entirely upon stories that he had heard recited by rabbis, priests, or storytellers, especially during the Ukaz fairs, as well as from his wife Khadija and her Christian uncle Waraq bin Nawfal. Nonetheless, Muhammad got most of them jumbled up in time and space, as we have been proving. In the Quran, Gabriel is called Jibril, which is a Syriac and not an Arabic word, derived from the Hebrew Gibor El, meaning God is mighty. His name first appeared in the Bible in Daniel 8:15. When I, Daniel, saw the vision, I sought understanding. Then, behold, there stood before me the likeness of a man. I heard a human voice in the middle of the Ulai. He called out and said, Gabriel, explain the vision to this man. So he came to where I was standing. When he came, I was terrified and I fell face down. He said to me, understand, son of man, that the vision concerns the time of the end. Luke 1:18. And Zacharias said unto the angel, whereby shall I know this? And the angel answering him said, I am Gabriel, that stand in the presence of God. Matthew 1:20. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. Gabriel was the angel who gave the good tidings to Mary, and who is now allegedly bringing new, good, but bloody tidings to Muhammad. The following are surahs that name or allude to Gabriel as being the messenger of revelations. Al-Baqarah 2.97. Say, whoever is an enemy to Gabriel, for he brings down the revelation to thy heart by Allah's will, a confirmation of what went before, and guidance and glad tidings for those who believe. Whoever is an enemy to Allah and his angels and apostles, to Gabriel and Michael. Dear listeners, one should ask the following relevant but simple question. Why would Gabriel, who allegedly foretold the coming of Jesus as the Messiah and Redeemer of all mankind, now announces the arrival of another, different Redeemer? I repeat again to our listeners, believers and unbelievers, that they should be aware that neither Muhammad nor the pagan Arabs had any idea who Gabriel was, where his name first appeared, whom he had met, whom he had inspired, and what the meaning of his name is. The followers of Muhammad of today, even after the lapse of almost 1400 years, are as ignorant of previous revelations, ummiyun, as their forefathers were in the days of the Jahiliyyah paganism. Sahih al-Bukhari 1.3, narrated by Aisha. The mother of the faithful believer said, the commencement of the divine inspiration to Allah's apostle was in the form of dreams. The truth descended upon him while he was in the cave of Hira. The angel Gabriel came to him and asked him to read. The Prophet replied, I do not know how to read. The Prophet added, the angel caught me forcefully and pressed me so hard that I could not bear it any more. He then released me and again asked me to read. Thereupon he caught me for the 3rd time and pressed me, and then released me and said, اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم Al-Alaq 96.1. Read in the name of thy Lord who has created man from a clot. Read, and your Lord is the most generous. Then Allah's apostle returned with the inspiration and with his heart beating severely to his wife Khadija, who accompanied him to her cousin Waraka bin Nawfal, who, during the pre-Islamic period, became a Christian and used to write the writing with Hebrew letters. He would write from the Gospel in Hebrew as much as Allah wished him to write. He was an old man and had lost his sight. Khadija said to Waraka, "Listen to the story of your nephew, O my cousin." Waraka asked, "O my nephew, what have you seen?" Allah's apostle described whatever he had seen. Waraka said, "This is the same one who keeps the secrets, the angel Gabriel, whom Allah had sent to Moses." The most glaring difference between Gabriel's appearances to Zachariah and Mary, as compared to that with Muhammad, is the violence and intimidation in the latter vis-à-vis the peaceful and gentle ones with the former. With Zachariah and Mary, Gabriel introduced himself with assurances to both that they had nothing to fear, and then explained to them the purpose of his intercession. Not so in the story of his alleged encounter with Muhammad. In the case of Muhammad, Gabriel, without any introduction whatsoever, merely ordered Muhammad to read something that he, Gabriel, should have definitely known, being the angel of Allah, the All-Knowing, that the allegedly illiterate Muhammad could not read. Besides being an ignorant angel, he, contrary to his previous modus operandi, used physical violence against Muhammad to press his point. Moreover, if Waraka were truly a Christian and well read in the Bible, he could not have ever said the stupid and untrue statements put in his mouth by the hadith writers, that Gabriel also appeared to Moses when in reality God spoke directly to Moses without the need of any intermediaries. Waraka would have known that no angel ever came to Moses, and definitely not Gabriel. Like so many errors, falsehoods, misrepresentations and downright lies in the Quran, the ahadith had no choice but to follow suit. According to the ahadith reports, Gabriel was in constant and repeated touch with Muhammad, justifying every action and utterance through an ayah, verse, that invariably descended very conveniently after each event and not before. There is no doubt that the manner with which these stories are recited shows that Muhammad actually believed that the Gabriel that he himself created in his own mind, split personality syndrome, was real and was giving him instructions from Allah. He was thus justifying all his actions of broken treaties, murder, hate-mongering, warmongering, destruction, enslavement and plunder, besides the enormous amounts of plagiarized theology pirated from the Christians, Jews, pagan Arabs and others. Sahih al-Bukhari 4.431 narrated by Abu Huraira. The Prophet said, "If Allah loves a person, he calls Gabriel saying, 'Allah loves so and so. O Gabriel, love him.' Gabriel would love him and make an announcement among the inhabitants of the heaven." How could Muhammad have known what Allah does and does not do without having communicated directly with him, especially since Gabriel, according to all the records that we have available, did not inform him of Allah's private affairs? Sahih Bukhari Hadith 5.112 narrated by Abu Salama. Aisha said, "Once Allah's apostle said to me, 'O Aisha, this is Gabriel greeting you.' I said, 'Peace and Allah's mercy and blessing be upon him. You see what I don't see.'" Sahih Bukhari 5.373 narrated by Ibn Abbas. On the day of Uhud, the Prophet said, "This is Gabriel holding the head of his horse and equipped with war material." Throughout the Quran and Ahadith, Muhammad and his followers only won battles because of the support they received from thousands of angels against the vastly outnumbered victims of Muhammad. All these battles were unfair and one-sided, since Allah's hordes were supporting Muhammad and his followers. Ladies and gentlemen, contrary to what the Quran and Ahadith falsely assert, the angel Gabriel never appeared to any of the characters in the Torah, nor to anyone else in the Hebrew Bible except Daniel, and to Zachariah and Mary in the Gospels.